Okay then, so this is our tree. Do you know what it's called? Yeah, civilization started again. Getting no time. So in the last video, these guys revolted against their nation. Like, now Red Team's gonna do a little bit more expanding. Such as invading more of the rebellions. Video the Red Team had some serious rebellions. The Red Team is basically the Mesopotamian Empire. Yeah. R.I.P. Green Team. They did not the ass to yarn. Yeah. And then more wars between these things. More wars! Yay! What am I kidding? This is the perfect time to produce videos because, well, they are sleeping. This is the time, by the way. Small things like the more the Sicily eventually and among that these troops to here. And it goes well. Apparently, they take over the capital, which is right here, smack dab in the center. And they purge it. They purged. They're over there. Red troops have also arrived in this place right here, pushing back against stuffing. Right there, the Red Team troops also arrive in this thing. Where they meet up. It just go on a rampage. Yeah. And then they also for a massive chunk of this break, so most of the Sicily tried to cough, but it's now too late. Now they have to do with a two-threat war, and if you know anything about history, that does not usually go well. Dun, 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 dun. Anyways, now they wicked jail shot it. Oh my god. Turning it into a hellish landscape. Turning it to literal volcanic. Turning it as so this is the new world. You can see like the thing is getting now Rome is more kinda like centered up on the Red Sea. Like I think this is the center right here. Let's compare the easternmost point of Rome to the westernmost point of Rome, the southernmost point of all the way to the northernmost point of Rome. That's not good. It gets to be right here. Right here. In the sea, I think. So that's where they put their capital. Yeah. Let's compare the easternmost point of Mesopotamia to the easternmost. I think this is west point of Mesopotamia to approximately the easternmost point of Mesopotamia, the northernmost point of Mesopotamia, all the way down to the wait, that's so you run. think if we compare the river most, it actually runs through millions of miles of desert. Through the land only if like oh wait, it runs through millions of it's actually not that. The most point of Mesopotamia, all the way to the easternmost point of Mesopotamia, the northernmost point of Mesopotamia, all the way to the southernmost point of Mesopotamia. As you can see, it's in the ocean. More importantly, the water under the water. I am under the water. Anyways, subtract North America. Anyways, more countries to go to war upon. Yay! The red country quickly invades state to connect up with their thing right here. Lost land. And then they push through the middle of the cap and then kaboom. Try to push through this colony and then push through this colony and so on so forth. And the victory right there. Then of course blue team goes to war on the red team. But they're distracted. Eventually, red team speaks and it says that we are routed, and it just decides to go to peace against blue team. More brown team wars, apparently. While they are distracted, the brown team quickly takes over Lost Land and then quickly fights off this rebellion here. Actually gets here because of some isolated parts. They stayed in the bunkers and all that stuff. And eventually they push down here all the way until they meet actually powerful red team troops, but they don't care, so they go on rampage. A rampage. I was trying to mess it up so that you guys would get mad at me. I was trying to make it funny, but Alzheimer's. I don't have Alzheimer's. I don't have Alzheimer's, dude. And eventually, they take over this island, whatever thing, whatever. I think it was an island. Eventually, they also conquered this island, which and for the very first time now, they also conquer these islands here, and they also push into Tunisia. But then things start to become a little weird. You see, red troops start to push in, and, and then you trade guys. Yeah, yeah. Those are the red team's trade guys. Sorta. No team's trade guys. Yeah, but Rome doesn't have. But Rome just have an advantage because they have so many outposts. They can easily go to it. So they do. And this starts a big, massive thing. As more and more troops come over, so too does the Roman influence have on this area. And they also take some parts here. And also some parts here. And eventually they get surrounded. And you know what happens when you get surrounded, right? You use. So they do. And then more blitzkrieg happens. More of it. This is basically the first Punic War. Or the second Punic War, I should say. Because, well, these two fought a war against each other. More blitzkrieg happens. More blitzkrieg. And some troops go to here. And now support in this area isn't really guaranteed. So the Romans push, push and push, push and push, turning this place into the hideous landscape. These guys basically have beef, and eventually they push back these things. They were outposts, basically. And eventually they added these things. This is the border, by the way, from old John these Zayats and letting old John of these Zayats. And now with the growing populations, they finally struck. I'm used to all these Zayats now due to red team being candy turned into a freak. So you kinda like Red's team because it's red. And then more and more. And they are pushed back. Just not really. They still do have a lot of ground. And they're also making ground. So, and as it war support in these regions are not good. And eventually the team has to give up because they just cannot handle this anymore. And they now have but yet we change these things. Yeah, just trying to fix the business. Yeah, so this is what the Rome's influence has really grown. And here's the red team influence. As you can see, they do overlap. Yeah, whether it be travel, but trees are not safe. Like you can definitely like do a walk. Like here, like here, not so like here because of the deadly mountains here. Right here, you can definitely take a walk. You can definitely take a walk in here. Definitely take a walk if you because it's so peaceful. You can also take a walk in here because it's also peaceful. But this border is being guarded 24/7. Like this, like the border, like this border right here. This is also guarded 24/7, as well as this and this. Basically, everything bordering the Red Nation is guarded. This has been a hot minute without any exploration. So let's explore. Exploration. More beauty expansion. Think conquer these yet now. The fact that there are still red team outposts on like on like the edge of like the border, like this outpost, this outpost, this outpost, this outpost, which may be two different outposts. But yeah, two and there are a lot of outposts here. This is probably where the yeah, basically the red team influences all, while the blue team refuses to get influence. For the which they found this and they conquered it. And then the team says, "Hey, that's our job." So they sent in militaries. Not sure, but these outposts too. And with a colony of outposts right here. So they quickly storm. Actually, they might be two outposts. They get this outpost. And this outpost. The fact that they were caught is insane. They were probably holding. They, they probably holding back the blue team when they were rebelling. They were holding back the blue team rebellion so much that they may have did a good job. They did a good job in holding back her hordes and hordes and hordes of blue team. I mean, did anyone there was getting out and this is an infinite fractile. Ah, it flashed my eyes. Ah, which one they conquered this thing, which it, as they do this, they conquer more land. This outpost really holding back the blue team so much that they formed the strongest shape. Yeah, imagine if there was a movie. Imagine if I made the super movie. At yes, and if I made like a movie, like think about this. Imagine if I made like an animation. Yeah, this is what to, what to the the Red Empire has. The way this is what the Red Empire influences. They also call the soldiers. Like they influence the Roman Empire into a rich culture. Like the Roman Empire culture should, should not as much blended well enough. Let me show you cultures map. So here is Roman culture. Sure. You guys remember the Greeks? Yeah. Greek culture is basically just right here. What red Greek culture stands all the way through the. I mean, there's beauty culture, but they don't really have a culture. They were just rebellion. They don't have any type of culture. So yeah, this is Latin culture, the red wings, Roman culture. Actually, they control this thing because that Greek culture is not is weaker is weaker. They actually still have an outpost here because of well, remember this is the first. No, this is the second video. I think it was the second video where like the Greeks like like were conquered by the Romans and then Mesopotamia decided to do what things and they still have culture right here. They still have some culture here, but it did not spread as much. Like as you see, like this is what the Greek culture used to span over, but now it's just Greece and other things. But now is finally time for the collapse. But it's not yet the collapse. We still have a lot of culture and religion and stuff like that. Like religious power. Power. They still have connections with everyone. But in the near future, they might be as big as the British Empire. Maybe they colonize this, or even colonize into Asia. So, but for now, that's it.